Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwebe. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and star times 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our 247 broadcast. The House of Representatives Committee on Nutrition and Food Security has threatened to issue warrant of arrest on agencies over their absence at the ongoing investigation into the Anchor Borers program and other policies of the federal government's agriculture programs. Chairman of the House Committee on Nutrition, Honorable Dr. Chike Okafor, and some other lawmakers who expressed dismay over the absence of key invited agencies in the agricultural sector of the nation's economy at the National Assembly say no mercy will be shown to those that disobey the committee. We'll bring you details of that report later. In the meantime, we'll take a quick break. When we return, more stories for you. Do stay with us. Let's return to our earlier story now, where the House of Representatives Committee on Nutrition and Food Security has threatened to issue warrant of arrests on agencies of their absence at the ongoing investigation into the Anchor Borers program and other policies of the federal government's agricultural initiatives. Chairman of the House Committee on Nutrition, Chike Okafor, and some other lawmakers who expressed dismay over the absence of key invited agencies in the agricultural sector of the nation's economy at the National Assembly say no mercy will be shown to those who disobeyed the committee. Here is the report. The chairman of the House Committee, Honorable Chike Okafor, listed some of the agencies that were invited and did not honor the House Committee's invitation as Bank of Industry, Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service, National Agricultural Land Development Authority, National Agricultural Seed Council, and Nisal Microfinance Bank. The committee chairman, Honorable Okafor, said aside from the managing director of the Bank of Industry, who wrote to the committee to be excused from the investigation as he traveled outside the country, other agencies did not honor the House Committee's invitation and will be made to appear unfailingly before the probe panel.
We will put it on notice before the public that those agencies didn't show up, and then the next time we will invite them, we will expect that they will come. Failure to do that, we will issue bench warrant to have them to appear before us. So today we will listen to submissions from those of you who are here, agencies, stakeholders, and experts. We expect full cooperation, honest disclosures, and actionable recommendations. Accountability is not an option. It is a necessity in this case.
The House Committee had in an opening remarks stated that the investigation is not to spite any organization, rather it is to uncover the truth, identify systemic failures, and ensure that funds budgeted for food security is judiciously used.
And our other statutes authorizing and mandating your bank or your institution or your agency in its responsibilities, proof of funds received by you from federal government and other agencies or intervention schemes, name, addresses, and contact persons of relevant donor partners collaborating with you. Name, addresses, and contact details of anchors who disburse funds for anchor borrowers in the case of anchor borrowers to millions of farmers involved in either maize, rice, or wheat farming. Other agricultural related loans disbursed within the period under review. We also will want to see the list of beneficiaries according to states and geopolitical zones, terms and conditions of loans, disbursements, and support, including recovery plan, where necessary.
At the hearing, the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Kaidoso, who was represented by an acting director at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kwaji John Harman, said they disbursed 1.21 trillion and 871 billion naira, among others. He noted that all commercial banks in the country received funds from the federal government on the Anchor Borers scheme of the previous administration.
As of 28th of February 2025, The sum of 851 billion, representing 75.89% of the total amount disbursed, has been repaid, Mr. Chairman and the committee members. Repayments under the program were through cash and or harvested produce by the beneficiaries of the loan. The breakdown is as follows. Under the association, 584.3 billion was disbursed, 403.9 billion has been recovered. We have an outstanding on the association model of 180.3 billion naira.
One of the key oversight mandates of the committee is to ensure proper implementation of intervention programs by relevant ministries, departments, and agencies of government related to food security and nutrition. Uyi Agmofwegbe reporting for. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Ali Pate, has emphasized the importance of affordable, quality healthcare and effective risk management in Nigeria. The minister made these remarks at the official launch of the Diaspora Hub app and Diaspora Health Insurance in Abuja. Queen Agaba has details.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Ali Pate, in his unveiling speech, congratulated the African Diaspora Corporation on reaching a significant milestone and highlighted the importance of the Diaspora Hub and Health Insurance Initiative. He acknowledged the progress made in enrollment and stressed the need to maintain this momentum moving forward. The minister also pointed out the extensive potential of the Diaspora Hub across various sectors, including real estate, agriculture, and healthcare. He therefore called for increased investment and collaboration to help develop infrastructure and enhance services.
The Nigerian diaspora and the African diaspora for really looking back at home and see how we can do that and how we can accelerate access to quality healthcare for all of our people. And also the Diaspora Hub, I think I'm inspired by the many ramifications of what it can be used, connecting, bridging across nations, but also back here at home, whether it's in real estate, agriculture, investments, and Sylvester mentioned the healthcare value chain, an important area that we're still working on.
What affects one affects all. Health insurance is a form of solidarity, and the Diaspora Health Insurance underscores that solidarity, where what used to be known as a black tax.
Also, the Chief Executive Officer, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, who was represented by the Director of Technology Transfer, Investment and Housing, explained that the Diaspora Hub can bridge gaps and strengthen connections between Nigerians abroad and their homeland. He says the initiative is essential in providing accessible healthcare for the diaspora community.
It showcases the power of collaboration and innovation in addressing the needs of our diaspora community. The Diaspora Hub promises to bridge gaps and foster connections between Nigerians abroad and their homeland. This platform can unlock opportunities for economic growth, cultural exchange, and knowledge sharing. The Diaspora Health Insurance Initiative is equally exciting, addressing a critical need for accessible healthcare among our diaspora population.
Our primary strategy to do this is to seek ways to reverse the long-standing African brain drain to brain gain in human capital development by driving diaspora engagement and investment into the continent.
For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Benue State government has entered into agreement with the Rexo Dene Group Limited for the promotion of production, agro-processing and value chain development. This is the outcome of the interactive engagement between technical partners and representatives of the state government. Felicity Indere tells us more.
Tagged the National Food City Complex project, the initiative targets the production of various crops such as maize, cassava, rice, soybeans, and sorghum in large quantities. The project, which is to be implemented in Notukpo and Vendaika local government areas, according to investors, is targeting the cultivation of 30,000 hectares of land and construction of factories for processing and value chain addition.
Investment is strategically meant to develop and have a cultivation of 30,000 hectares field, develop 30,000 hectares irrigation field capacity, construct and commission 240 tons per day maize milling plant within 12 months, construct and commission 240 tons per day rice milling and bagging plant within 12 months.
We need to plan. We need to think forward ahead, not only for Benue, for Nigerian. And if we look at the world today all over, Ukraine and others, it affects.
For the representatives of the state government, the project is a viable initiative that aligns with the vision of Governor Hyacinth Alia's administration and assured investors of the state government support for the timely implementation of the project.
This MOU that we have signed here today unlocks the potential and the opportunity for us to begin to engage technically to develop all the components of the project and make it no longer a pipe dream, but become a reality.
You are going to do it in a very secured environment where the people are very friendly. Would they also secure your properties and whatever the investment you are doing?
We expect that this business is going to bring security will be there. It's going to help the business to thrive, basically in Benue State and Nigeria at large. As a host community, we are grateful. This is a dream come true for us.
According to terms of engagement, the state government is to provide the land and infrastructure, while Rexodena Group Limited will fund and manage the project for 25 years, after which the facilities will be handed back to Benue State government.
Thank you, Felicity. Nigeria's Vice President, Senator Kashif Shettima, says corruption and not the absence of federalism is the country's major problem. The Vice President, who spoke as the keynote speaker at the 17th edition of the Leadership Annual Conference and Award held at the State House Banquet Hall in Abuja, also listed the mismanagement of the country's resources as another factor that has retarded the nation's progress over the years. Shettima thwarted those who believe the nation's federalism is not working, insisting that there is no perfect federalism anywhere in the world. The Vaccine Network for Disease Control has called on the federal government and key stakeholders to prioritize sustainable vaccine financing in Nigeria. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, the organization praised the federal government's progress in addressing vaccine financing gaps, especially the allocation of over 231 billion naira in the 2025 national budget for immunization, malaria vaccination, and vaccine tracking. Again, Queen Agaba brings us details.
In commemoration of World Health Day, the Vaccine Network for Disease Control addressed the rapid investment case and economic analysis for immunization in Nigeria. The network warns that with the exit of major donors such as USAID, Nigeria's immunization programs are more vulnerable than ever, warning that recent gains in immunization could be reversed without immediate action. Speaking on the achievements of the network, the CEO, Vaccine Network for Disease Control, Dr. Chika Oluwafemi Ofo, reveals that while the vaccines have saved millions of lives and are central to the network's development, Nigeria is still one of the world's highest number of zero-dose children.
So vaccine for me is a miracle. So, and is the simplest, easiest way to combat disease through prevention. So, and because of that, I think that it is necessary for the country to prioritize it. Right now, it has been difficult because vaccine is under the service-wide vote, competing with other things. So it becomes difficult. But if vaccines are moved to first-line charge, it means that immediately after budget, the next thing is for vaccine funds to be released. And immediately they are released, they are used to buy vaccines immediately. So this is where the problem is, because it's in service-wide votes. We're begging the government, appealing to the government to move it to first-line charge, so that it becomes predictive, you can plan for it.
The Vaccine Network for Disease Control therefore called on the federal, state and local government and relevant stakeholders to actively support vaccine financing. The organization emphasizes that a healthy population drives economic growth.
We are not just implementing yet another project. This project is a passion for Vaccine Network because we are advocating for the lives of these children. So we are pleading and urging the government of Nigeria. Yes, we know that funds might not be enough, but we also know that our government is capable because they are absolutely interested in the health sector.
The organization further appealed to the federal government to release all pending allocations for immunization service in the country and ensure timely disbursement and sustainability. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Queen, thank you for your reporting there. A total of 11 governors of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have approached the Supreme Court challenging what powers President Bola Tinubu has to suspend a democratically elected structure of a state. The suit filed by the governors also challenges the declaration of a state of emergency rule in Rivers State. While it was previously reported that the suit had been filed before the Supreme Court, the governor's suit was actually only filed before the Apex Court. The Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has scheduled May 21st, 2025 to commence hearing on a suit filed by Belema, Briggs and others against President Bola Tinubu, the National Assembly, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, and the Nigerian Navy. The plaintiffs are seeking a judicial interpretation of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, specifically sections 1, 4, 5, 11, 180, 188, and 305. They are asking the court to determine whether, under these provisions, President Tinubu has the constitutional authority to suspend an elected executive arm of government in Rivers State, which is constitutionally guaranteed a 4-year tenure. Meanwhile, Rivers State Sole Administrator Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, retired, has approved the appointment of administrators for the 23 local government areas of the state. This comes less than 24 hours after a federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt reportedly restrained him from appointing administrators to oversee the affairs of the local government councils. The order was issued by Justice Adam Mohammed in the case filed by PLEX Center for Civil Education Initiative filed by Courage Msishurufu against the administrator in his official capacity. Let's take a look at other stories for you. The Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room has expressed deep concern over the reported plan by Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, the sole administrator appointed by the President to oversee Rivers State, to present the 2025 appropriation bill. In a statement issued in Abuja, the convener of Situation Room, Yunusa Yawu, described the development as unconstitutional and warned that it sets a dangerous precedent for Nigeria's democracy. Referring to its earlier statement on 19 March 2025, the Situation Room reiterated its rejection of the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, which it described as unlawful exercise of executive power. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Gbedekun, has ordered the immediate and comprehensive deployment of police tactical assets to troubling communities in Plateau State. The deployment comes just days after coordinated attacks by armed assailants in Bokkos local government area, which led to the death of at least 50 individuals and left many others injured. The tragedy has sparked widespread outrage and concerns over growing insecurity in the region. Following the ward delineation recommended for Warri Federal Constituency by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), protesting Ishekiris have shut down 28,000 crude barrels per day facility in Warri South local government area of Delta State. The protesters descended on the facility previously operated by Shell Petroleum Development Company (SPDC) and recently acquired by Renaissance Africa Energy Holdings, leading to the shutdown. This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of the Midday News with Uyi Agmofwegbe. Behind this break, we'll bring you the rest of the broadcast.
know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
And out of business, where the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has proposed a 12-month grace period for subscribers to reclaim unused airtime on deactivated lines. The proposal was disclosed during a virtual stakeholder engagement forum held in Abuja. Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Dr. Aminu Maida, who was represented by the Executive Commissioner for Stakeholder Engagements, Rimini Makama, said the initiative is part of efforts at balancing consumer rights with operational realities in the telecommunications sector. South Korea has unveiled a $2 billion emergency support package for its crucial export-focused car makers, warning United States President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on the sector could be, quote, a significant blow. The government in a statement said that the decision to impose a 25% tariff on these items is expected to deliver a significant blow to the auto industry. It says it could be recalled that Donald Trump announced sweeping and punitive tariffs against the United States' biggest trading partners, the most severe of which are due to come into force today. As we take you further into the foreign scene now, China says it is working with Ukraine authorities to verify the claim by President Volodymyr Zelensky that 2 Chinese citizens were captured in the country. Zelensky yesterday disclosed that 2 Chinese soldiers fighting for the Russian army were recently captured in Ukraine. Zelensky also revealed that intelligence suggested the number of Chinese soldiers in Russia's army is much higher than the 2 captured fighters. The United States has described China's retaliation against its tariffs a big mistake as a global trade war ignited by President Donald Trump's sweeping levies showed few signs of abating, even as global markets steadied after days of carnage. China refused to bow to what it called blackmail after Trump threatened to ratchet up tariffs on U.S. imports from the world's #2 economy to more than 100% response in China's decision to match reciprocal duties. Moscow has welcomed upcoming nuclear talks between the United States and Iran after Washington and Tehran made the shock announcement. The high-level discussions were scheduled for Saturday. U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States is starting direct talks with Iran over its nuclear program during a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And now let's bring in some excitement from the world of sports. Referees at this year's Club World Cup will be equipped with body cameras and instructed to implement new rules to cut down on time wasting by goalkeepers. That's according to FIFA announcement. The use of cameras will be on a trial basis after they were approved last Monday by IFAB, the sports lawmakers. Chairman of FIFA Referees Committee, Pierre-Louis Collin, says the use of the body camera is to offer the viewers a new experience in terms of images taken from a perspective, from an angle of vision which was never offered before. Real Madrid have a 4% chance of progressing into the Champions League semi-final, that's according to Opta analysts. Los Blancos, who are the current holders of the trophy, were hammered 3-0 by Arsenal yesterday night. The Gunners pulled off a sensational win at the Emirates thanks to 2 stunning free kicks by Declan Rice and a smart finish from Mikel Merino. Multiple media outlets say the Toronto Blue Jays' Vladimir Guerrero Jr. have agreed to a 14-year, $500 million contract extension. The deal reportedly includes no deferred money, making it the second most valuable contract in present value in the majors, surpassed by only Juan Soto's 15-year, $765 million deal. And that's where we draw the curtains on the Midday News here on Global Television. A quick reminder that you can find us on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using the handle at Global TV NG, as well as others now showing on your screen. We'd love to remind our viewers around the world as well that you can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our 247 broadcasts. I'm Uyag Mofwegbe, thanking you for your time. We'll see you again.